So youth unemployment is South Africa's biggest socio-economic crisis, and 7.5 million are doing nothing, going nowhere. Think about that. At least 140,000 young people join the ranks of the unemployed every single year. This is a country of young people, but I think it's fair to say that this is no country for young people today. It's time to move beyond the slogans, the rhetoric, and to talk about youth unemployment as the massive challenge that it is. We got funding from the European Union to add to our own money, and we went around the country to what we identified as 20 hotspots, cities and towns and townships where the numbers of young unemployed people is the largest in South Africa. And we held these workshops and conversations with them. These 20 places represent more than 60% of the young unemployed in the country. We spoke to over 700 people. We held all these workshops and discussions in 8 provinces. We wanted to listen and to learn. So what did we hear people saying? So all over the country, from Johannesburg to Umfunduzi to Bushbuck Ridge to Buffalo City, people say rather similar things. So people say, let's protect local workers and entrepreneurs. That will help us deal with youth unemployment. The problem is protectionism kind of assumes that there's a limited number of jobs and entrepreneurial opportunities in a society, and if we just stop those people, I'll get my chance. Most of the time, it doesn't work that way. What happens is you shrink our prospects for economic growth. Then we heard a lot of people talk about, let's expand government employment. This was very popular in business and other government circles a few years ago. There are 3 problems with this. The first is South Africa's run out of money. We're heavily in debt. The second is productivity in the public sector is a lot less than in the private sector. So you will not expand your economy as much as you should, or we're able to. And then somebody's got to pay the wages for all these people if we want to expand public employment, and that means we're going to raise your taxes. And South Africans are already heavily taxed. So we don't see that as an option. The government does have a public works scheme, which we would support, and we were part of promoting this many years ago. These are generally part-time, temporary jobs, effectively about 400,000 jobs a year if you put it together, the equivalent of 400,000 full-time jobs. A lot of the municipalities we spoke to, the officials and local people would say, why can't the municipality create jobs? You should hire young people. You should have projects to deal with youth unemployment. And people spend a lot of time talking about this and far too little time thinking about what the municipality can do to promote economic growth, which would provide a lot more jobs than a small project here or there. There are a lot of people who say, let's promote youth entrepreneurship. Now let me say at once, South Africa needs to become a much more entrepreneurial society, and we should promote entrepreneurs, and we should get rid of laws that prevent them starting new firms. But if you were to look at a group of young, badly educated through no fault of their own, young people come from homes very often where nobody works and they haven't had a job, and you say, I'm going to turn you into an entrepreneur, I'm sorry to tell you, but the international evidence, the South African evidence is very clear. This strategy will fail. You generally need post-matric and many years' experience in an industry to start a successful firm. In fact, you could say that the best training to become an entrepreneur is to work for one. The last area where there's some important and innovative projects is in the area of job search or job matching. Think of it this way though, you can help people into the queue for jobs, you can even move them to the front of the queue for jobs. But unless we get some new jobs, you're not going to shorten the length of the queue. South Africa's current approach to mass employment has failed. We have bad policies, and I have to say bad leaders, that have driven South Africa to its current state of recession.